This is just a quick video where I want to give you a bit of an overview of the course and the direction we're going to head in for the first few weeks. We're going to work on the development of the trigonometric functions, and we're going to take this in several steps. Step one deals with right triangle trigonometry, where we think of trigonometric functions as ratios of sides of right triangles. We're going to use this mnemonic SOHCAHTOA to help us remember what's going on here. This is called right triangle trigonometry. In our textbook, this is section 7.2. We're actually going to start out with the second section of chapter 7 and do that first. But then we got to move on to a more advanced viewpoint, and we're going to switch to looking at trigonometry from the point of view of circles of radius r, where r is any positive number. R could be 5, 10, r could be 1/2. And this step is not treated very well in our textbook. It's almost like we'll think of it as a separate section that we'll have plenty of material in Canvas on it, but just be aware of that the textbook does not explicitly say that much about the second step. But I think it's important for us to take step 2 before we move to step 3. Step 3 is the unit circle description of the trigonometric functions, which is very important, and it's going to take quite a bit of our time. Some courses start with the unit circle. In fact, you may have friends in other trig classes who are talking about the unit circle from the very beginning. We're not going to get to that till several weeks. That'll be our third step. In our textbook, that's section 7.3. We're going to take the order 7.2, then 7.1, then 7.3. So we won't get to step 3 for a few weeks, as important as it is. And then finally, quite a few weeks down the line, probably around midterm time, we're going to take the fourth step, where we think of trig functions as periodic functions with real number domains. And okay, that's quite a mouthful. Just take a look at this wavy graph. In an advanced setting, trig functions are thought of as functions that have graphs that have a wave pattern to them. And there's a lot of phenomena in nature that can be described by waves, whether it's ocean waves or tides, whether it's sound waves or electromagnetic waves, light waves. Even I'm thinking about how I'm on Wi-Fi all the time. Wi-Fi is transmitted by electromagnetic waves. So really, step 4, I think, is the most important for you to take into your future. But we're going to see that each 4 of these steps is important, and they're all related to each other. And it's important to understand how they are interconnected, and they're all going to help your understanding. So we don't even want to lose track of step 1 later in the course. That's still going to be helpful. In fact, we'll come back to step 1 at the very end of the course. And just before I finish this video, I just want to show you one app I have here on my phone. It's this Soundwave app thing, and notice it's kind of not recording my voice, but taking a reading of my voice. And that's an example of a periodic function with real number domain type of situation. So now these are sound waves. And in fact, I can vary from low tone to high tone, to loud tone, to quiet tone. And all these different possible wave patterns we're gonna think about later in the course, about how we can actually describe them as graphs of functions with variables involved. And I think that's one of the most interesting things that we do coming up around midterm time, something to look forward to. So for now, let's get started. We're going to go back to step 1 and get started on the course.